guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a good year already. Exactly. My name is Vibe Precious and I have a guest in the house.
Love with Mandora.
Yes, so if this is your first time watching my video, I love you, thank you very much. And if you're a returning subscriber, I love you also, and thank you for keeping yourself updated on my channel. So today we're going to be reacting to Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson on converting to Muslim. They're going to talk about the converting to Islam rather. So I don't know, this video is going to expose me more, so let's just see what it has to show us.
Converting to Islam. Yeah, wow, let's get right into it, guys.
I can walk through London with a t-shirt saying Jesus is gay and nothing will happen to me. If I did the same thing with the Islamic prophet, I'd be dead before I got to the end of the street.
Boom. Are you a shining example of the Muslim faith? Well, how hard do you shine? I don't understand the question exactly.
He wants to know if you will convert to Islam.
No, I'm saying that. No, that wasn't.
I mean, that's the question. Well, look, I would say to some degree, it's not up to me.
No, but my question was, just to remind you, the question was, if I gave you evidence that would satisfy a certain level of probabilistic.
No.
So you wouldn't?
No, because that isn't how I evaluate the situation.
How would you evaluate that? This is the crux.
Well, I'm a Muslim enough to have been invited to your mosque.
No, you're always invited,
No,
even if you're not there.
But I mean this specifically.
Yeah,
I mean this very specifically, It's a very complicated problem.
Okay.
When people meet me on the street, they'll say things like, I met a couple of Orthodox Jews in New York, and they said to me on the street that they call me rabbi, which was it's a hell of a thing to hear, And then I have Muslim people who are listening to my biblical lectures. And, they say, well, Peterson doesn't know it yet, but he's really a Muslim. And that's an honor, Let's talk about proof, Well, for me, the proof of faith is the attractiveness of its adherents. And that's something to think about, right? Well, are you a shining example of the Muslim faith? Well, how hard do you shine? Trying to understand the Christian doctrine of the Word and its relationship to the Jewish prophetic tradition for a long time. And I know that Christ is a central figure in Islam as well. I mean, the Christians make the claim that Christ is the Son of God, right? He's the Messiah himself. And it's very difficult, if you're going to be a Christian, not to accept that claim. I think the notion that the free, truthful word is the fundamental redeeming force. I believe that's true. I think it's true literally, and I think it's true metaphorically, and I suspect it might be true religiously, although I'm not exactly sure what that means. And I think part of the stumbling block for me in relationship to Islam, I can understand Christianity in relationship to Judaism, but I can't understand Islam in relationship to Christ, because I understand the Christian idea that Christ was a transcendent consequence of the prophetic tradition, and the Christian insistence that his life is associated with the divinity of the Word, and that is in some sense a final statement. And so I don't understand how Islam moves beyond that and still places Christ in a place of centrality.
The Muslim theology, it's a radical monotheism that even I think it transcends the monotheism of Judaism, which has some anthropomorphic elements in it that the Muslims would not accept. But generally, the Jews and the Christians agree on the theology. Rabbis, I've had many talks with rabbis, and they see Islam. In fact, Kohler says that Muslims were always seen as full proselytes of the Noahidic laws, whereas Christians were not because of the Trinity. So the Trinity is, the principle of the triad is, in Plato in the Timaeus talks about that. So the principle of the triad is a very powerful principle. And there are many, many trinities in the world that we see.
If I had to bet on one religion as if I were betting on the stock market for the future, you have to bet on Islam. Because Muslims are intolerant. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully, because if you're tolerant of everything, then you stand for nothing.
Yeah.
Facts. Christians are so tolerant now. You don't believe it. They have gay pastors that I'm not even anti-gay, but if the book says don't have, like, what
Yeah,
what do you believe in now? If you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. I can walk through London with a t-shirt saying Jesus is gay and nothing will happen to me. If I did the same thing with the Islamic prophet, I'd be dead before I got to the end of the street.
Boom.
That's how much they believe and respect. And I respect people who stick up for what they believe in.
Yeah.
It's not even about me believing in it. I respect them because they believe and they will defend. Muslims are the only people who will defend their religion. They will defend their beliefs. They refuse to be mocked. They refuse to be insulted. And I respect that about them.
I was born in a Christian country. I was raised as a Christian. And I've always been very respectful of Islam. And it's become more and more obvious to me and more pertinent that Islam is the last religion on the planet. It's just, for me, it feels like the last religion on earth. I feel like there's no other religion. People say to me, why did you convert? And I said, I don't really feel it as a conversion. It's almost like I knew God was real and now I've become religious. And they say, well, you were religious before. I was like, religious before how? Christian? What does Christian mean? Like, who's not a Christian? You go to Christian nations and everyone says they're a Christian. Look how they live their lives. Go into the average church. Is anyone actually fearful of God? Anybody? No. The girls are out on Saturday night drinking and then they turn up to church because their parents made them. Like, there's no substance to the religion. And also, Islam very closely reflects my personal beliefs.
The Prophet Muhammad said faith is to believe that there's only one God and that Muhammad, which includes all the previous messengers, is a messenger of God, to believe in angels, to believe in the books that God has revealed, to believe in the last day, the day of judgment, and to believe in the measuring out of good and evil, that good and evil is part of life. And then he said, tell me about Islam. And he said, Islam is that you make the testimony of faith, that you pray 5 times a day, that you fast Ramadan, that you pay zakat, and that you, if you're able to, you make a pilgrimage once in your lifetime to Mecca. And then he said, tell me about ihsan, which is the 3rd dimension of Islam. And he said, and this is the dimension of virtuous being, like being a person of arity, of excellence in the world. And he said, ihsan is to worship God as if you see God. And if you don't see him, at least you know that he sees you. So you have an awareness that there is a divine presence, and you should be in a state of awareness in your behavior. I mean, one of the things about, you know, if you're driving and everybody's speeding and then somebody sees a cop, they all suddenly slow down. That's people when they're in the presence of authority, they tend to behave well, unless they're an utter rebel. I mean, there are those people.
I'm trying to figure out how to be a Jew and a Christian and a Muslim at the same time.
But become Muslim, that's the best way, because the beauty of Islam is you get the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Last Testament. I mean, that really is, for me, even the Jews acknowledge this, because Islam in many ways is a universalized Judaism. It's Judaism for the Gentiles. We have the mikvah, you know, they do ghusl, we have ghusl. I mean, you know, which is the ritual, the baptism, a total immersion in water ritually to purify yourself, which is done at least once a week.
That only leaves one religion left in which you can install. Degeneracy will disappear. Crime will disappear. Men and women will stay families again. People will have children. And all the world's problems will be fixed.
They'll chase their goals.
Absolutely. I call for the Islamification of the entire Western world, because otherwise we have atheistic countries. And when you remove religion, now what do you have? People are now adhering to woke ideology and this new insane religion. Everybody has a religion. If you remove Christianity from the West, you don't have atheists. You now have these people adhering to this woke, new world liberal psychopathy, where people are doing absolutely insane and disgusting things to each other and children, and they're sitting there saying that that's progressive somehow. And it's absolutely utterly disgusting. So if we need a God to believe in to preserve morality and decency amongst humanity, then let's have a God that people actually fear and respect. And that's why Islam is the only religion left on the planet. There's no other religion you can possibly name that even matters.
I'm against what he said. I'm against it. You know,
I just feel that he's actually making sense.
Yeah, it's making sense, but I'm against some things he said. Do you understand? You know, when he said Christianity is the last, or how did he put it?
He said Islam is the last religion.
No, like he was like, we were not scared of our God.
Yes, he said that.
I understand that, but he doesn't have to put it in that way. You know why? Because he was like, yeah, there are Christians, they go to club on Friday, they dance, and on Sunday they go to church. Muslim does that.
Yeah, like, but actually, in a way, he said you could see Christians going to church. You go to clubs on a Friday, and then on Sunday they go to church because their parents are being forced to make them to do that. And it also has to do with the Islam. So I understand what you're saying, but Christians, I understand. I can relate to it. Like,
probably with the kind of Christians he has seen, not every Christian.
Yeah, he said he can wear a shirt written Jesus is gay and walk through the street and be alive. But in the Islam world, it's not going to be possible. And it does actually showing violence. You're not supposed to be violent to each other. The Christian, he can't tell me that he'll walk home without one or two people talking to him about that shit.
Exactly.
He needs to just come clean that at least as a Christian, even with the way a lot of Christians are roaming around preaching to people, at least 2 or 3 people, even someone that is not even
is very, very low.
Like it depends. No, I'm just saying, you see, there's a possibility that you can walk and you might not even really be addressed by a Christian. You might be addressed that why you wearing such a thing like this. Like even a friend can just be like,
it's not a matter of beating you to death.
Like okay, I heard a news that happened back then, like in a Hausa state in Nigeria. This girl is in a group chat with Muslims and she said some silly things about their Muhammad and the rest. Like she said some silly things about him, and then unfortunately, like the next day they waited for her in school and killed her. And they opened the case about it and everything, but today it's been closed. It has been, I would like to say, it has just been ransacked. Like it's nothing. And this is the first time I'm hearing.
It's supposed to be like that.
Yes, and it's not the first time.
Okay, fine. Someone abuses your God, which is very, very bad.
Yeah.
What you have to do is to sit the person down and preach to the person,
not being violent.
Beating the person and being violent. Like that is not how to solve the problem.
I'm not saying that all Muslims react that way, but what he said is that they don't allow their God to be mocked.
I won't actually lie. A lot of Muslims will react that way. We once said.
Yeah, no, of course, but out of 100%, can say 80%, not 20%.
Because yeah, it's not a matter of you beating the person up. Like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? No, you sit the person down and preach to the person. Let the person know his or her wrong and know that yes, what you're doing is wrong. Not beating the person up like that. I'm against it. Like what he actually said, I don't like it. Like I'm against it. You understand?
Yeah,
like
true.
him saying, no. I love the fact that Muslims, they take their prayer very, very serious. They pray every fucking day. Like every day they go on their knees, they pray. Sometimes they do that in the early in the morning.
It's even supposed to be 5 times a day.
Exactly.
He said it's 5 times a day.
And
so that's
I love that fact, but still yet everybody have their own way of life. Like it's not even a matter of praying every day, it's a matter of your heart.
Exactly.
You might be praying to God and you are just praying and your prayers are not being accepted.
I'm not condemning the religion you converted to. I'm not condemning anything that is
your choice.
It's your choice, but
it's your life.
The fact that he's coming from a Christian home and then has these things to say, I feel he needs a better understanding from either his mom or his pastor.
I said, like, even yourself, within yourself, like, I don't actually like it. I'm not against you converting.
And I feel one of the easiest religion to really be in is Christianity. You don't need to really go to a church before you're A1.
Okay, like he said now, your parents will force you on Sunday. Do you know, not all Muslim. I do have Muslim friends. I'm not saying that all Muslim does that. Like Muslim friends, they are being forced to pray.
Yeah, there are people like that too, against their will.
Even though they don't pray. They go for ilekeu.
Yes.
They force them to go. Not that they want to do
not
it. Only few want to do it.
Exactly.
It's just like same thing to the church. It's not even when you're going to church every time.
You can't even really
pray in your mind.
You can't even really say it's a force because it's a training. Just like when you don't want to go to school and you are being made to go to school, you can say it as a force. You can also say it as something you want to do willingly. Every little child, a child of 3 years, 2 years, doesn't know what is church, doesn't know what is school, doesn't know what anything. And let's say that child is watching a cartoon now, and you'll be like, let's go to church. Like, no, I don't want to go. Let's go to school. No, I don't want to go. But if you train them to do that thing, they'll see it as an habit. At least, your child goes to club on a Friday now, and you make her go to church on a Sunday. At least you don't know the kind of preaching that can lead your child to, confess their sins and be like, oh, I'm not going to go back to this thing anymore. Yeah. This thing is vanity. You know what
you need to do.
That's the work of being a mother or a father or a guardian. You have to train them. You have to force them to do it until they know the value of why you're forcing them to do it. Because even the Muslims can't tell me that a child woke up one morning and decided to always be going to mosques willingly. You see, when it comes to the bad things, both Christians and Muslims are doing badly. Like everybody's sinning in their own way. You don't really need to classify it whether Muslims or Christians fornicate more or go to clubs more or do anything more. You understand what I'm saying? It's not really about the religion, it's about someone's perspective. You get the fact that I say even the Jesus is gay thing that even work. Shockingly, my work and nobody's even going to have time to explain to him. They will be like, Jesus is going to arrest him soon. Instead, that's what they call you be on your own and then you are being arrested by God. Like, you know, you just start speaking in tongues and feel that you are filled with the Spirit and you know that, okay, something is wrong with you.
Even within yourself, like you're putting on such shit.
Exactly, such shit. Even as a Muslim.
You know, even as a Christian,
no,
I can't even wear a shirt that is written Muslim is trash or Allah is a gay. Like, why would you even buy
That's just the funniest thing. Like, why would they even print out such things? And even as a Muslim person will even ask that, why you wearing this kind of thing? Because it's almost the same thing. Christianity and Islam, there's no much difference.
Exactly.
Their God is being called Allah, our God is being called God. And apart from the normal local languages we do call him, that's all. Islam alone has this universal language, which is Arabic. But the Christianity is not like that, it's English. And then we have, you say the Igbos have can speak it their own way. The Yoruba, different languages. Do you understand? But Islam is based on Arabic. So it's Allah. Anywhere you go to, whether you are from Russia or you're from anywhere. You call him Allah, not God.
And
do you understand?
You know, serving God is something you should do willingly. Do you understand? Like, it does not mean that, okay, I'm not actually crucifying the Islamic language or the Muslim here. I actually accept that fact that, okay, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. I'm not like, okay, you're a Muslim, don't stay near me. Like, what he's saying now is just like he's crucifying the Christians. Like, they're not taking this serious. Do you understand?
Yes,
it's something you should do willingly.
He said we accept to be mocked and the rest. Sometimes you don't need to retaliate on some certain things. And because of the way we are being trained, especially by the Bible, we are not supposed to retaliate.
Even when they slap you at your right side, you turn
to the other side. It's not everything
slap
that
me. It's not like you will react and
I'm not really saying that what he's saying is that he's going to be killed or anything. But I'm just trying to say that violence is not really an answer to everything. That's just it.
What he's feeling now is actually supporting violence.
Yeah, like why would you tell me that? Okay, because even one thing is freedom of what you want to do. No Christian come and meet you and be forcing you to pull it off or coming to
strangle. It's not like they'll slap you. What do you wear? Why would you wear this kind of thing?
You wear it because you want to wear it. You wear it because you want to wear it.
Even within yourself, when they look at you,
yourself within you live in your house, how comfortable are you feeling?
Regardless of the religion you are in. Like, please,
how comfortable are you? You know, there's even some write-ups that don't even really need to be Jesus is gay. There's some write-ups that you see, you want to buy this. There's some write-up, like even the drawings on it, you see like a skull and the rest. And okay, fine, you could actually wear it, something like that. But if you say it's a bit, you know, giving this kind of energy, giving this kind of negative energy in the shirt, I'm like, I can't buy this.
They'll just draw something like me. I'm talking
devilish.
Okay, now let's just say, okay, I'm a Christian now. I want to get shirt. Then I see when they draw Allah or something like that, then they put this kind of sign, fuck you. Like,
that kind
why
of
would I get that kind of shirt?
Do you understand what
I'm
saying?
not trying to be against them,
and even this fuck you she said, like I can't really think that I could go to the market and say share the rose fuck you and think of buying it, except I don't have any other option and I really need to get that shirt for that particular thing. But why on earth would I wear a shirt written fuck you walking into society? What there is what is it called, influencer that did a photo shoot and she used the Mary cross and everything. You see, Christianity, we have Catholics, we have Pentecost, we have Anglicans, we have Roman Catholic. She was being like tormented on our comment section, like why would you wear this kind of thing? Why you carry the picture of Jesus to take a picture? Stuff like that okay, fine, she's been corrected that you don't do such things, and she's a Muslim. Do you understand? This thing I'm talking about, she's actually a Muslim, but we didn't hear anything concerning whereby she was being tortured or was being, you know, threatened or anything.
And it's not like she's doing it like she would, you know, maybe she just flew
she likes it. Like she, and she's also a Muslim. You see the way sisters do dress, the Reverend sisters do dress. That was the way her outfit was like, and then she just carried the picture of Jesus. Like it was actually the statue, you know how the Catholics how they did, and she just held it like this, and you know with makeup and everything. It was looking so hard, and I was like, I like her actually, and I was like, no, this is extreme. Do you understand? Like I understand, even though it's content and everything, there's some things you don't do. Do you get? She can't tell me she can carry the Quran and, you know, do such things. And because of no Christian went to torture her or make her being brutalized or anything, does not mean that we did not feel the pain of it, that why we should do such a thing. She was being tormented on the comment section. Everybody asked her, why would you do this? Why would you take this kind of pictures? Even some celebrities like, this is not it. Do you understand? Some Muslims even commented that, no, this is not it. You get? But again, I'm telling you about the story of her, just a student in a class group chat, he said some crazy things concerning Allah, and then the next day they just waited for her after class to kill her. This is not the first time, this is not the second time, this is not the third time I'm hearing of such stories.
Well, okay, she's saying such thing now. She's also a Muslim. She has seen a lot. I'm sure that she also prayed. So everybody with their own aspect, like, please, we should be mindful of what we're saying, please. Yeah. It does not mean that I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, then I'll be crucifying the Christian or I'll be crucifying the Muslim.
There's very between you're trying to correct somebody and you're trying to
and it's your life, it's your choice. I'm a Christian, okay, fine. I can even be a Muslim and I'll not be a Muslim. You don't.
And you know the funniest thing, this thing I'm saying, I'm not trying to generalize, to be like, oh, Muslim brutalize or become violent on top of their God or anything. This incident I'm telling you about that happened in Nigeria, like, Muslims actually came out and were not in support of it. Like, Muslims came out and even some prophets came out that this is not the teaching. You understand? There's a difference between you're a Christian and a Muslim and know what is good and bad. Yeah. You're a Muslim, but you can still know what is bad and what is good. Do you understand? You can still behave in a bad manner. You can still have bad behavior. You can see that, okay, doing this thing normally, okay, I already said that Christianity and Islam is like kind of similar. So why would a Muslim think of killing or becoming violent to someone is not a sin? Because in the Quran, I'm very, very sure it stated that it is a sin. Because I don't see they didn't say anything like no violence matter, even when you even see any kind of person that you know that, okay, he's not in the virtue of God, like the person is away from God or away from Islam or away from Allah. Do you know, all you need to do is to bring the person close, talk to the person, not killing the person. Or trying to, I use the word being violent because I know how they could be at times. I'm not trying to throw that shade. Violence, you can just beat somebody up and the person is still alive. But you don't even know what you have done to the person. Like the trauma, you see some people, little things you do make them think crazy or think big. Like, you know, someone can just have an accident right now and we're trying to recover psychologically forever till the person die. While someone can just have an accident right now and forget about it that same day. As far as the person is wholehearted, like person is cool, person is hale and hearty. There's no injuries or anything on the person's body. But some people, they'll start going for therapy. They'll be like, oh my God, I'm so scared of death. But, you know, I just feel that some certain things need to stop. I'm not being against him that he converted to Islam. Oh, of course, wherever your heart leads you to, you be there. We'll all see at the end time where is the right way. Exactly. Where the Christians might end up to be wrong, the Muslims might be also end up to be wrong. We do not know, but until the last day, we shall all know. I shall know that the Christian and the Islam is one of the religions that are the most similar. They are very, very, very similar. In the Quran and everything, the Bible, they are very similar. The prophets and everything, most stories are similar. Just that it's based on Arabic, while Bible is based on English. And there's still some, you know, arguments and, you know, things that are still being dragged about them. English is just like a general language. Like yeah, so you hardly see a Quran in English except you're going online or maybe I don't even think, and they read it backwards too. Exactly. Because that's the way you read the Arabic language. Please, we should be mindful of what we're saying. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, just be mindful. If you want to come for the Christian, say it in a respectful way. It does not mean if you are not among us, then you just say trash about it. I'm actually against what he said. I'm not in support of it. But I was actually like, I commend the fact that, okay, all Muslims do take their prayer serious. I actually love that fact. Yeah. I'm not against it. Even Christians do pray. You might see me, I might be talking to you, I might be staring at you like this. But you don't know there's what they call a quiet time, actually. Exactly. Like, you just talk to your God and all. You talk to your God and all. Please, be mindful of what you say. Thank you. So, guys, we'll come to today's reaction. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Love you guys so much. Stay safe and God bless you. Bye.